Hello, everyone. Welcome to the News Browse News broadcast. CTV News reports that Canada has officially unveiled its 26-player roster for the upcoming 2026 FIFA World Cup. Alphonso Davies is set to lead the Canadian men's team. Although head coach Jesse Marsh indicated earlier this week that Davies might miss the opening match due to a hamstring injury, Canada's tournament journey will kick off in Toronto on June 12th, where they will face Bosnia and Herzegovina. The full squad breakdown includes 4 forwards, 9 defenders, 10 midfielders, and 3 goalkeepers, with players representing various Canadian cities and provinces such as Brampton, Montreal, Edmonton, and Toronto, demonstrating the breadth of talent across the nation. Voting has officially concluded for the BC Conservative leadership race, as announced by CTV News. The winner of the closely watched contest is scheduled to be revealed at the party's convention on Saturday night. 5 candidates vied for the top position: Ian Black, Caroline Elliott, Carrie Lynn Findlay, Peter Millibar, and Yuri Fulmer. Members cast their votes using a preferential ballot system where they ranked their preferred candidates. The party reported a significant surge in its membership, growing from 7,000 in December to an impressive 42,000 by the April 18th deadline for new member sign-ups. The leadership campaign featured multiple public debates and was largely characterized by discussions surrounding ideological differences and the core principles of conservatism. This election marks a pivotal moment for the BC Conservative Party. CTV News reports that British Columbia billionaire Chip Wilson has successfully appealed the 2025 property assessment of his luxurious waterfront mansion in Vancouver's Kitsilano neighborhood. The Property Assessment Appeal Board ruled that his home on Point Grey Road was overvalued, leading to a significant reduction of approximately $18.66 $1,000. The initial 2025 assessment of $82,665,000 was decreased to $64,392,000. Board Vice Chair Audrey Satorp highlighted the unique challenge in assessing such an exceptional property, noting that Wilson's estate is considered superior to all the single-family homes that have sold in Vancouver, West Vancouver, and Whistler. Satorp maintained the land's value at $50,065,000, but lowered the assessment for the structures on the property, including the 15,694 square foot home, pool, hot tub, and tennis court, from $32,599 to $14,327,000. The board expressed grave concerns about the reliability of the assessor's cost approach due to insufficient supporting evidence, favoring a direct comparison approach based on available sales data. According to Xinhua Net, Canada's real gross domestic product, GDP, remained unchanged in the first quarter of 2026. This follows a 0.2% contraction observed in the fourth quarter of 2025. Statistics Canada reported that the flat GDP was influenced by higher goods imports, particularly gold, which were offset by an accumulation of business inventories. Additionally, a decrease in business and government capital investment was balanced by increased household spending, leading to a slight cystic cystones unattrited 1 ton, makes its first quarter, marking the second consecutive quarterly drop after a 1% fall in Q4 2025. This performance fell considerably short of earlier projections that had anticipated nearly 2% growth. Notably, real GDP per capita increased by 0.2% in Q1 2026. Attributed to a population decline for the second consecutive quarter, while the overall GDP stayed flat. Al Jazeera reports that Canada has been sidelined from ongoing renegotiations of the U.S.-Mexico-Canada Agreement, USMCA, in Mexico City, a move that comes amid growing trade tensions with the United States. The Trump administration is proposing to significantly increase the percentage of regionally produced content in North American-built vehicles to 82%, with half of that value to be produced in the U.S. This proposal marks a substantial departure from the current 40-20-45% thresholds. Auto sector officials suggest the U.S. will present Canada with a take-it-or-leave-it offer. Compounding these trade challenges, Canada's economy contracted for a second consecutive quarter in the first quarter, unexpectedly declining at an annualized rate of 0.1%. In response to these economic shifts and the weaponization of economic integration, Prime Minister Mark Carney has emphasized strengthening and diversifying Canada's economy away from the U.S. As part of this strategy, Canada is bolstering economic ties with China, its second-largest trading partner, having recently struck an initial trade deal to slash tariffs on electric vehicles. Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi noted during a visit to Canada that Canadian exports to China could potentially double by 2030. Carney called for a true partnership with the U.S. while asserting Canada's pursuit of strategic autonomy. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.